athletes. Today we're going to learn how to smash out our hamstrings. But before we smash out our hamstrings, I need to teach you the anatomy of the hamstring. So you can see that the anatomy of hamstring comprises of 4 muscles. We have the biceps femoris long head. Underneath this, right here, is the short head, so bicep femoris short head. So this is on the more lateral side. Then what we have right after the long head, on the medial side, we have what we call semitendinosus. And then right under the semitendinosus is called the semimembranosus, okay? Those 4 muscles are the 4 muscles that comprise the hamstring. All right, so how do we find that on ourselves? What I want you to do is you're gonna pull up your leg and you're gonna feel around, okay? So the bottom part, you're gonna feel what we call your sits bone, okay? That's part of your ischium. That's that bone that all of your hamstrings are attaching to. And you'll feel, when you come up, you'll feel a whole big group of muscles right here. On the most lateral side, which is the outside, right? What you're gonna find is, you're gonna find your IT band, which is right here, and then you're going to slide off that IT band onto the first muscle, which is your biceps femoris longus, okay? So when I tell you to smash your biceps femoris longus, the trigger point generally is right in the middle of the belly right here. Then you have tendon all the way down here, and you have tendon again all the way up here. Now that's the most lateral part. Now, we also know that right after that, you're going to feel around until you come into a divot, and right into that divot is where our semitendinosus is, and that comes all the way up and attaches right here. Again, you can see this very stringy tendony right here, and if you actually follow it up, that's what we call the semitendinosus. Now let's go into the deeper levels of our hamstring. The deeper level of our biceps femoris longus is right here, and that's where we're going to actually find our biceps femoris brevis, which is the short head. And then on the other side, you're going to feel it like it's almost on the adductor side, which is the groin muscle. That's where that meaty part of that muscle, that's what we call the semimembranosus, right through here. Okay, so how are we going to smash into it? What we're actually going to do is we're going to use a smaller ball, right? If you use a bigger ball like a softball or the supernova, it's going to be too big, right? It's going to hit too many muscles. We want to be very specific. So how we're going to do this, now you already know where the anatomy is on all of those different hamstring muscles. You're going to use the muscle belly and a smaller ball to get into it. And how we get into it is we're going to sit on a box or whatever is high enough, and you're going to go from lateral to medial, okay? So most lateral, so on the outside of your leg, you're going to get into your biceps femoris longus. Now you want to start in a shortened position, which is knee flexion, and then what you want to do is you want to put pressure into it. So how I put pressure into it is I lean forward. Now, what is my first rule? The first rule is the first thing that your muscle is going to do is going to want to bump you off of it. Now these muscles are fairly superficial, so you don't have to layer deep into it. But it doesn't really matter. It's still going to try to bump you off of it. So you're going to spasm a little bit. What you want to do is just sit here for 5 seconds, let it calm down, and let the ball sink into the tissue. Then once that happens, you're going to lean a little bit more forward and create more tension. Once you've created that tension, you're going to get into knee extension, and you're going to try to get as close to full extension as possible. Hold it for about 5 seconds, and then come back down. So I'm on the lateral part, which means that I know I'm actually right on the biceps femoris longus. Now if I go a little bit more medial on the inside, I'm going to get into what we call our semitendinosus. Again, you're going to layer it, meaning like you're going to allow the ball to sink into the muscle and just let it sit there for 5 seconds, and you're going to do the same thing, which is get into full extension. Now, how to get into the semimembranosus, you'll see that I'm on the more medial side of my hamstring, and I'm a little bit lower because the semimembranosus peeks out a little bit right over onto midway through the thigh. and I want to be a little bit higher. So if you cut it your femur into threes, 1, 2, 3, it'd be on the top part of the third. And what I want you to do, again, I'm creating a little bit of internal rotation in my hip. I'm leaning into it, and I'm going to fully extend this way. The last muscle is the biceps femoris brevis. Again, you're gonna have to go, if we're cutting it into thirds, 1, 2, 3, it's on that bottom third, it's going to peek out right through here. And you can actually see, this is my IT band. Look, that's my IT band, that's perfect. And then I go right deep into this part, and that's what we call your biceps femoris brevis. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lean into it a little bit this way until I hit the femur. Now this is both your membranosus and also your biceps femoris brevis. You're going to have to layer into it. And this, what I'm doing is I'm just allowing the ball to sink into my femur until I get to that bone. Once I get to that bone, I'm going to fully extend my knee. And you're gonna hold it there for about 5 seconds and then come right back down. All right, hopefully that helps. That's how you smash out your hamstrings. That's the anatomy of the hamstrings. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the cool kids are doing these days. Anyways, hope that helps. Move free, humans.